Most people don't just wake up one day and uproot their entire lives. There's usually a slow, gradual process and a pile of reasons that start to stack on top of each other. In this video, I'm going to share the 7 reasons that I think are the biggest triggers for people finally, I was going to say triggering the bullet, but that's so American of me. Taking the leap. There we go. Whether you are someone who is an aspiring expat or immigrant, someone who is curious about what a life abroad could look like for you, or you have a family, friend, or coworker that finally said, I'm out of here, and you're trying to understand their reasonings, okay? Let's get right into it. So, number one, their nervous system was fried. Whether it's politics, whether it's bills, whether it's just the news, gun murder, school shootings, it's like living in America is waking up every day knowing that there could be some global crisis that could have been avoided. But because we don't have laws, systems, and honestly, humanity in our hearts in place and in the government, it just every morning and every day was kind of like it was a mixed bag. You never knew what you were going to get on an everyday basis. And especially with this administration since January, there was a period of just, it felt like it lasted like 8 weeks of perpetual breaking news. And I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I want to stay informed, but to what degree? At what cost? I am now just like, so much of what's happening in the US is just haunting my spirit. And so what's probably happening for you is that you are just wanting peace. There's a reason I called my workshop Passport to Peace, is because that's what people are looking for a ticket to. And you can check out the replay and resource bundle in the video description. But yeah, more than anything, I think the older you get, the less tolerance you have for things that you don't have to put up with anymore. I think we don't realize how many options we have. And we also, again, it's that familiar hell versus an unfamiliar heaven. It's better to put up with the abusive partner that we've gotten to know for 7 years than to get back out in the dating pool and try to test the waters again. It is very vulnerable to put yourself out there to find whether it's love or peace or fulfillment or purpose. It's a vulnerable journey, and many times it's very isolating. So I commend you for recognizing that it's time, but I also know that it takes a lot for people to just find the courage to take that next step. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is that the cost of living no longer matches the quality of their life. I, my goodness, lifestyle creep. I did, I was so, I thought I was doing so good. I thought I was doing so good. I did not buy a car for 13 years. My last car from college I gave to my younger brother, never owned a car again. And every year, for tax season, I'm like, okay, do I want the tax write-off? It's a depreciating asset. But I'm like, I'm not going to drive it. It's a liability. The minute I take it off the lot, the value goes down. And I just couldn't get myself to buy anything. So a car, that was like, I was like, yes. I avoided, a car, and the car that you drive, I feel, is it's one of the ways that we tend to keep up with the Joneses or flaunt our wealth. And so I felt very proud that I avoided flaunting wealth or riches in that category. And then next category is kind of like clothes. I'm like, nope, avoided that. Y'all see what I'm wearing. I got this from the market. It was $5, literally here in Bangkok. And yeah, I knew that what I invest most in is experiences, memories, other people, friends and family, and then my living. So when I was moving from my 2 bed, 2 bathroom high rise, and I was 3 years into that apartment before I met my partner, and we were looking around the US because we thought, like, okay, let's, I guess, upgrade the space. And the 2 bedroom, 2 bath, it was a corner unit. It was gorgeous, like it had a forest view. I don't know. It was comfortable, but I was like, what we were paying, that was not comfortable. But for me, I'm an introvert and I'm a creative, and I'm also a visionary. And so it takes a lot for me to recharge my energy so that I can create mass output for others. And I just knew the peace that I was craving and the vision that I had for my place, I did not want to pay that price And I almost did. I almost did. We saw a building. We were like, yeah, let's put the deposit down. And I'm so grateful that they gave it to us back when we canceled and we got out of it. And here's another thing about God's will, alignment, and disobedience. That's a lot, but I was trying to force my will upon God. Like, God, I'm going to throw money at it. Therefore, you must make it work. Whereas God was like, I'm going to show you there is something better halfway across the world that's going to be 80% less. Y'all wouldn't believe what I'm paying for this. And again, it comes in Bangkok and many condos in Thailand comes pre-furnished. Like every the size of this TV, I've never, it's like 80 inches. I would never spend money on an 80-inch TV. I would never. I just I couldn't do it. But I would live in a place with an 80-inch TV. And this couch, it's like one of those bougie, like architectural design couches. I would never spend that money. I don't have it in me at the end of the day. I have an immigrant heart and I wouldn't do it. Because the fact that I get to live in a space where the owner already invested in quality living, like the walls, the lighting, I can't stress enough how good God is. Whether you're a believer or not, I need you to trust that there is someone that has a plan for your life. And if you just listen, if you get still and listen, he will dream up. Jamie Kernlima always says, God will dream up a bigger vision for your life than you ever could. So let him get in alignment and just get obedient. Okay. Third thing is that when it comes to community, you probably have tapped out of your current social circle slash network. I think it's beautiful to have A1 friends, friends that you've been with for a lifetime, college, high school, just childhood friends. You've seen them evolve. You know, they're married, they got kids, everyone is growing up. Their kids are growing up, but just y'all are growing up. It's beautiful to watch. I don't know, just it's beautiful to go through life with the same people. At the same time, there's going to get to a point where because you desire something different and maybe deeper than what they have capacity to understand, you start to shrink around them because you don't want to intimidate them by your vision, by your dreams, by your goals. And what that actually does to you is you internalize the shrinkage and then you stop growing yourself because that tall poppy syndrome that they call in the UK, you don't want to stand out too tall. You don't want to try too hard. You don't want to build a personal brand and, look cringe so that because they might judge you. When in actuality, all the things that you're afraid to do are are the very things that are going to free you up and open up opportunities for income and things that you would never imagine. So much of the abundance that I get to experience today is because I picked up my phone and I posted stuff on the internet. I can attribute almost all of my business, of course, to God. But like, I just didn't care what people thought about my stories, my photos, my captions. I used to write when I was in college, I would upload these dissertations. They felt like diary entries. And if you go to my Instagram, I'll link it in the video description. I have archived nothing. So you can see the entire 15, 16-year blueprint of my Instagram since college. I didn't care. I just knew that creative expression online was something that I wanted to try because why not? And I talked about the two sentences and four words that rule my life is why not and let's see. I will always live life with the why not and let's see mentality. Okay, the fourth reason people start to, you know, look at their options to move abroad or aspire living abroad is that um, when it comes to success, the pursuit of it stops feeling meaningful and you stop looking, how do I say this? You no longer see versions of success that you align with. And that very much resonated with me. I know success, of course, is subjective, but if the success that was constantly flaunted was a bigger house and more cars and a fancy yacht, Like all of these can be enjoyed in pockets. Like I love a good yacht cruise, when I'm traveling. But I didn't desire to this day. I hope because I let me I'm mindful not to block my blessings. What I was going to say is that I don't desire to live in a big home. But listen here, God, if you got a big house on the way, there is something just cute and cozy about the warmth of this place is like it's bigger, it's the biggest space I've ever lived in. It's huge to me. The primary bedroom and suite is huge. It's the biggest primary bedroom I've ever stayed in, for sure. Even in Airbnbs and villas, it's just place is just huge. And yet it maintains a coziness and a warmth and a vibrancy and a magnetism that feels like home. And home is wherever your feet are planted, but my goodness, if the environment and the furniture also match, hey, okay? So I don't know that a big home would give me the same coziness of just knowing that I can fill the space with things that actually matter and not meaningless trinkets just because there's an empty corner. So, yeah. The fifth reason that a lot of people start to explore options abroad is that healthcare options, whew, and healthcare prices, they almost feel like punishment rather than care. When you think about the US healthcare system and the scam that it has gotten away with operating for so many years, it feels almost predatory how senior citizens and elderly in our community are treated. And a country like Thailand, they are so humane about their treatment and its affordability. And I think people want to retire without fearing bankruptcy and their pension going strictly to medical expenses. So, whether you are at retirement age or not, it's just nice to know that in the worst case scenario, if you come out of pocket, it's not going to destroy your life. You're not going to have to start a GoFundMe. And I actually use Safety Wing. I'll drop that in the video description, but it's been incredible coverage and it works all over the world. And yeah, I've been using it for like 10 years. It's so much more affordable. I actually was using it while I was living in the US because it was so much more affordable than US insurance. Okay, next reason people start to realize it's time to move abroad is that you've kind of outgrown, it's like a cultural script where you do this, I don't know, you get this education, you get the house, you get married, you have the kids, you build a nuclear family, you stay at your corporate career for 30 years, you get the big retirement party, everyone signs a napkin, and that's your retirement award. And then hopefully you're still in good health to travel and enjoy the benefits of a life well worked. I don't know. I think that so much is shifting with democratized access to wealth. So many more millionaires will be made on the internet than ever before. This is really exciting. I don't know about y'all, but even though I have been an entrepreneur for 16 years, money feels like it's been easier to make in the last 5 years than ever before. And it's not that I'm not working hard, it still takes intention, effort, energy. These daily videos that I record every day, live, no edits, upload, still takes effort, still takes energy. But what it can now do, the reach that it can now get, the opportunities that it can now afford me, the doors that it can now open, people realize that content is more than just a fun hobby you do on the side. It's now the core of many people's businesses. And when I think about the future of Glow and Co., it's like I'm a media company. I'm not just an individual. I'm not someone that's just booked as a speaker, a coach, a trainer, a consultant. I'm a media company. And thinking from that standpoint, excuse me, I turned into a dinosaur. Speaking from that standpoint, it's crazy and kind of scary because I got to entertain representation again, which I try to avoid like the plague because I don't want fame. But anyways, that's a whole other conversation. Maybe I'll make a video about it. But final reason is that the version of themselves which they have experienced already feels more like home than who they are when they're actually at home. If you have ever traveled abroad and then whether it's a week, a month, whatever, and then you come back home and you immediately feel depressed, it is because the version of you when you're traveling is freer, happier, more fulfilled, more driven, more ambitious, more excitable. There is a version of you that you're able to step into knowing that you're not limited to the confines of what people think you should do and how you should act. And that is very much me. It's almost like every country, especially if you love solo travel, every country you can kind of adapt a different identity and say, ooh, I'm in Romania. Nobody knows me. So I'm going to be Glenda today. Okay. And you just get to create an identity. And it's not, not for weird reasons, but it's just you get to try on different versions of yourself that you've maybe suppressed out of fear, shame, or guilt. And I think that's a beautiful thing. So I don't know which of these reasons are most, uh, I don't know, you're most connected to, but let me know in the comments. And if you have a different reason, definitely put it below. I'm very curious. And if you don't know, my name is Glow, and I make videos every single day. It is a pleasure, joy, and honor to have you here. Please like and subscribe because we have grown 10,000 new people in the community in the last month. So if you're also a new subscriber, please introduce yourself in the comments. I have literally responded. I have one video with over like 1,200 comments, and I have responded to every single one. Whew, I don't know if I'm gonna keep that up, but it's been fun. So I definitely enjoy getting to know you all, especially when you share your story and your experiences. So thank you so much for being here. All right. If you want to learn more about how to start the first 3 steps to move abroad, my goodness, this is one of the best resources that I think are on the market. You just check it out. Read the reviews. It is incredible. Okay. And yesterday's video, you can check out right here. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.